A towering quadruple murder suspect shuffled into jail, captured after a 36-hour manhunt that terrorized a community. Police say he was found with a backpack and a semi-automatic handgun.
Do you have any question about your charges or your bond?
No, I don't.
Let's take an absurdly frustrating journey through the despicable amount of that thing that people say doesn't exist. Oh, that white privilege thing that led up to and then followed after the horrific Waffle House shooting. You know the shooting, right? The one that the current president has yet to acknowledge. Not the shooting, nor the victims, or even the outstanding act of bravery of James Shaw Jr., who, while unarmed, disarmed the shooter before he fled. I wonder why. So let's start from before this person committed this heinous act and review his shopping list of past incidents that, if committed by a person of colour, I'm pretty sure they'd either be shot or already behind bars before a single cop could say, "Feared for my life." The list begins in Tazewell County, Illinois, where he demonstrated a troubling pattern involving guns and what one police report described as delusional behaviour. The report states, literally from law enforcement, that he is hostile towards police and does not recognise police authority. Travis also possesses several firearms. This was in 2016. Now, can you imagine if a police department had that information on a black suspect who then did any of the following? Stole a BMW and led police on a car chase, came out from his apartment wearing a pink dress yelling at people holding a rifle, went to a public pool and exposed himself, approached the White House threatening a Secret Service agent claiming he wanted to talk with the president, that he was a sovereign citizen. And then, just last week, of course, it was reported by a member of the community where Travis Ranking lived that he screamed racist abuse at people in a local supermarket. Any of them. Just take any of them. Take your pick. Replace his skin color and ask yourself, does this man get the opportunity to storm into a Waffle House at 3 a.m. and kill people? I mean, Jesus, people, cops are being called on black people playing golf, sitting at Starbucks. Hell, even black cops are getting cops called on them for doing their job. I think even the white privilege deniers would have a wee problem justifying that one. But of course, it only gets worse. Not only was this man neither arrested nor given the mental help he clearly needed, law enforcement thought it reasonable to return the weapons they confiscated from Travis Ranking, leaving them in the possession of his father. So again, let's review it all. We have a long history of troubling behaviour, of which his family or those within his community didn't seem bothered enough to report thoroughly or follow through on, because of course, as family friends said, he didn't seem like a violent person. Oh really? Did he not, mate? Okay, so with all that in mind, the guns are then returned to his father, who's giving a stern warning of, now don't let little Travis play with them anymore, okay? Oh my god, and the result, well, you know the result. Ranking used one of those returned weapons to murder 4 innocent people at the Waffle House. And now, rightfully so, his father could potentially face charges for transferring weapons to a person knowingly prohibited from possessing them. Really? What about accessory to murder? But I hope you save room for the white privilege dessert. And that's how the authorities handled the shooter after he committed this heinous act. And I'm not just talking about him being taken alive and well. By now, that's just a given for a white perpetrator. No, we've reached record privilege. According to jail records available online, Ranking was arrested and held initially in Nashville on a bond of $500,000 for each 4 murder charges. Now, this is not from The Onion, this is actually true. This man murdered 4 people with an AR-15, shot others, was previously arrested at the White House, had a history of criminal activity, and yet he initially got bond. Now, it was a decision that was eventually overturned only after public outrage. But after all this, I do want to end on a different note. I'm not suggesting that brutal force should have been used on this man. I mean, the way police treated Eric Gardner or Terence Crutcher or Stephon Clark. I've continuously vowed that I would rather police don't use brutal force, but I'm simply asking, time and time again, why white mass shooters are treated with kid gloves while unarmed black men who have committed no crime are shot on the spot. Why are troublesome white men allowed to float around society free from relative scrutiny, while black men waiting at Starbucks are arrested? And here's the horrid truth. If every day black people in this country were treated as well as the worst white criminals by police, they would be better off. Think about that for a second. Follow me on Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell, and on Twitter also at Francis M. Maxwell. Like and share this video. Continue to resist.